WNDU TV, Channel 16, South Bend.
News Center 16 with Deborah Dominy, Jack Nolan with sports, and Bob Werner with the weather.
Jesse Jackson's campaign tonight is celebrating the Chicago minister's victory over Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis in Michigan's Democratic caucuses. The Jackson state campaign director said the victory shows that Jackson can carry his message to the people. And a Dukakis aide says the victory has made the Democratic presidential contest into a two-man race. From the start, the Michigan caucuses were expected to be a close battle between Jackson and Governor Dukakis. At 576 caucus sites in Michigan today, voters made the choices that could change the shape of the Democratic presidential race.
You need to see a driver's license or voter's registration card or Michigan ID.
And here in Niles, like the rest of the state, it was clear from the start that today's caucusing would be a battle between Michael Dukakis and Jesse Jackson.
Good morning, we vote on Dukakis, a strong leader for a strong America.
Michigan has the 7th highest delegate vote total of any state in the country. 138 delegates in all. And because of those numbers, today Michigan voters had the potential of creating a bona fide front-runner in a Democratic presidential campaign. As they wrapped up their Michigan campaigns today in Detroit, both Jackson and Dukakis were saying a heavy voter turnout would be to their advantage.
I think the bigger the turnout, the better we're going to do.
Tell me why.
So I think there's good broad support out across the state. It means that we've got to make sure that people who support me are at the caucuses and are voting, and that's going to be very important.
Jackson! 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 You keep hoping and striving and becoming who the people will win.
Michigan was perhaps most critical to the campaign of Richard Gephardt. He wasn't fighting for the lead. He was fighting for his political life and hoping for a Michigan miracle.
And with us, that's what we're going to do, and the miracle begins today.
Yeah!
But with the miracles being reported for Jesse Jackson tonight, Richard Gephardt's political life in the 1988 presidential campaign is now on the line. Aides to Gephardt tonight are saying that he plans to discuss the possibility of pulling out of the race tomorrow. On the Republican side, Vice President George Bush got another boost today in his run for the nation's top office. California supporters of Bob Dole threw their support behind the Bush campaign. The converts say they want to unify the Republican Party. An inaugural ball was held in honor of the Benton Harbor Mayor William Wolf this evening, but while the mayor celebrated inside, 10 protesters marched outside. They're angry with Wolf for firing city manager Alex Little last Monday. The organizer of the protest, Delano Bowman, says that Little was too valuable to let go.
In a time when we have very sensitive negotiations going on for a new riverfront, industrial incubator, a new bus station, a new auto plant, Mayor Wolf chooses to divide our city and fire brilliant people who have been responsible for serious negotiations.
However, Wolf says firing Little was a step in the right direction for Benton Harbor.
We made some hard decisions in the past. We're going to have to make more in the future. I'm sure that not everybody's going to agree with everything that we've done, but I believe that you can see from in here tonight that the majority of the citizens of Benton Harbor wanted a change, and I feel very comfortable with their support.
Wolf says he's not sure who will replace Little. The protesters say they're going to organize a recall election against Wolf to get him out of office. In Panama City today, government riot police confiscated bags of flour intended for the poor left hungry by Panama's political crisis. As Panamanians shouted protests, dozens of troops took over 2 flour mills, evicting the workers and hauling off flour the businesses had planned to donate to the poor. Opposition leaders against General Noriega's seizing of Panama say the taking of the flour is his first step to controlling the nation's economy. 2 men have been charged with last weekend's murders of 2 British soldiers. The soldiers were observing a funeral of an IRA member in Belfast, Northern Ireland, when they were spotted in the crowd by the Irish Catholic mourners. The soldiers were dragged out of their car, stripped and beaten with a crowbar, and then shot execution style. The 2 accused of the soldiers' slaying sat silently as they listened to the evidence against them, including the discovery of fibers from one of the dead soldiers' sweater on their clothing. 1 man pleaded innocent to the charges. The other has yet to enter a plea. In western Czechoslovakia, hundreds of Roman Catholics were beaten by riot police and arrested last night. The crowd was staging a demonstration demanding religious freedom in the Eastern European nation. Riot police used water cannons on the protesters, hoping to break up the rally. The protesters had been singing Slavic and Czech national anthems, praying and holding candles. 430,000 Roman Catholics in Czechoslovakia have signed petitions for religious freedom and the appointment of bishops and priests. Czech communist leaders forbid such religious rallies, and it is unlikely that the Catholic request will be granted. Ahead on NewsCenter 16, the first ranked team in the NCAA basketball tournament will be taking in the rest of the tournament action from the bleachers. Jack will have the details. And if you need a term paper typed in a hurry, we've got the man. Stay tuned.
Sometimes you feel wild, traditional, daring. At New Vision, we understand one pair of glasses can't match all your different moods. That's why we offer mixed doubles, 2 pairs of completely different glasses, both for just $79.95. 1 pair for when you're feeling sophisticated or casual. Mixed doubles from New Vision. Glasses, anyone?
Back home in Indiana, the message is clear. United Telephone of Indiana is your connection to everywhere. When your area code is 812-317 or 219, it's so clear you hear Hoosier hospitality coming through the telephone lines. Back home in Indiana, it's United Telephone.
At Pizza Hut, we make it fast.
We have time for lunch.
We make it hot.
It's gonna be hot, right?
And we make it great.
Great. Making it fast, making it hot, giving it everything we've got. Making your style, give me a smile. Slicing and spicing, teasing, pleasing.
At Pizza Hut, we go all out to make it fast, hot, and delicious.
Making it happen, making your taste. Pizza Hut, making it great.
Some days, driving's a real challenge. That's why you need American Family Auto Insurance. Our fast claim service, low rates, and multiple car, good student, and accident-free discounts have made us industry leaders. So why go it alone? Call an American Family agent today. We'll protect you on the road and off.
American Family Insurance.
In Elkhart, your American Family agent is Perry Usselman, and in Elkhart, Donna Miller.
In Indianapolis today, 5 people were killed in a car-train accident. According to police, the driver of the car apparently disregarded the crossing warning lights, attempted to go over the tracks, and was struck by the 75-car freight train. The train engineer said he saw the car attempted to stop but couldn't. All 5 of those killed were passengers inside of the car. 2 were small children. Police identified the driver of the car as 40-year-old David Tibbetts of Indianapolis. Fire investigators in Mishawaka are looking for the cause of a house fire there late this afternoon. That fire apparently broke out in an upstairs bedroom at the home at 303 East 8th Street in Mishawaka. The homeowner told authorities that she was downstairs, smelled smoke, called the fire department, and was able to get out of the house without injuries. It took firefighters about an hour to put that fire out. Damages being placed at $20,000. At this time, officials say they simply don't know what caused that blaze. The International Special Olympics Games came and went last summer, but the fundraising for local Special Olympic events goes on. Today, Sheffrin Willen Jewelers sponsored the 2nd annual Special Olympics Diamond Dig. Participants paid $1 for the chance to pick out an ice cube. Inside the cubes was either a cubic zirconium or real quarter-carat diamond. The event raised over $15,000, and even though there are no local international games to support this year, those involved say the fundraising is just as important this year as it was a year ago.
It appears as though in the next couple of years the St. Joe County program will really grow significantly. So they're going to have, of course, I mean, that's exciting news that more and more athletes will be coming into the program, but that also obviously means more and more financial demands as well.
In addition to raising money for a good cause, 10 people found quarter-carat diamonds in their cubes, and needless to say, they had their spirits raised a little. Of course, the big sporting event today was in Indianapolis.
That's right. It's a religion in this state, and everybody attended Mass, I guess we could say today, down at Market Square Arena. Today is the day Indiana high school basketball fans wait for all year round, the Final Four at Market Square Arena. In today's first semifinal game, Chandler Thompson scored 32 points to lead top-ranked Muncie Central past Damon Bailey and number 3 Bedford North Lawrence 60-53. In today's second semifinal, Sean Kemp scored 19 points to lead second-ranked Concord past Hammond Knoll 66-50. That meant that for the first time in history, the first and second-ranked teams in the state of Indiana met tonight for the state championship. Our Chuck Freeby was at Market Square Arena and filed this report.
Things went bad for the Minutemen from the opening tip and never got much better. Sam Long with the layup. It's 2-0, and his personal war with Sean Kemp begins. Kemp fires his opening salvo with this alley-oop dunk from Bill Much, then puts home another one to give Concord a 10-8 lead. But it was the only lead that Jim Hahn and the Minutemen would enjoy, as Long hits this jumper over Kemp and then gets another bucket at the first quarter buzzer. He had 14 points in the opening quarter. The Bearcats with a 6-point lead. Concord would hang tough. Kemp with the alley-oop there. Then Jamar Johnson hits the three-pointer. The Minutemen within 2 at halftime. Johnson would hit 2 more of his 18 points to tie the game in the third quarter, but Muncie Central pulls away. Chandler Thompson gets the bucket and draws Kemp's third foul, and then Long would get a layup at the end of the third quarter, and Jim Hahn said that might be the turning point.
Third quarter was a big stretch, and it was a key stretch, and we didn't play very well, and Muncie played extremely well.
The Minutemen made one last run. Maceo Sharp's layup cuts the lead to 7 at 50-43, but the Bearcats pull away. Long with 2 more of his game-high 29 points for the Trustler Award winner. Jim Hahn tries to rally the troops, but when Kemp draws his 5th foul with 3:48 to go in the game, it closes a brilliant career, and it makes everybody on the Concord bench aware that this night will come to a sad ending. Chandler Thompson's dunk puts the icing on a 76-53 victory.
Our kids deserve a lot of credit, too. They came out, they never quit. They kept battling to the very end, and, I'm proud of them.
So the Minutemen end their season at 28-1, but as Jim Hahn said, his team has nothing to be ashamed of. Once again, the final score. Muncie Central 76, Concord 53 from Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. Chuck Freeby, NewsCenter 16.
2 college basketball teams are on their way to Kansas City for the NCAA Final Four. Highlights of today's action are coming up right after this.
Combos, combos, bite-sized food real fast. Combos, combos, anytime, anywhere, delicious new peanut butter. Bacon combos,
The peanut butter that you love on the go at last.
combos, combos, peanut butter combos.
Once you taste one, you're gonna want another.
Combos,
Combos, bite-sized food real fast. Anytime, anywhere. Combos, combos, combos.
combos.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Recognition. It's not something you get every day, which is what made this morning so different for the Youngs, whose car is usually parked right here. This morning, however, they're down at Allstate getting a special reward, a new discount of up to 15% off their car insurance for having Allstate home insurance and excellent driving records. Find out how your home can now help you save on your car. Ask for the Allstate Auto Advantage, a new reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
This is NBC, proud to be the network of the 1988 Summer Olympic Games.
Look for it where you know you'll find it, in the official GTE Yellow Pages.
Oui, madame, the rug arrived. It looks lovely. Hello, Fifi. Yes, the guest should be here at 6. Fifi, how could you?
Relax. You know you'll get help from the official GTE Yellow Pages.
Your Northern Indiana Ford dealers are joining forces to win you over in March. For a limited time, you can get great deals on America's two best-selling cars, the Ford Taurus and the Ford Escort. Right now, buy a Taurus and get $750 cash back. Plus, with a special option package, you save $1,250. Or buy an Escort and get $500 cash back. Plus, with a special option package, you save over $1,200. Get the quality of America's best-selling cars and great savings. See your local Ford Force dealer today.
Just how fresh is the cheese in Little Caesars pizzas? Does that answer your question?
I'm not sure upset is the right word for top-ranked Temple's loss to Duke today in the NCAA East Regional Final. When you take into account the way the 5th-ranked Blue Devil defense shut down the powerful Temple offense, I think it's obvious that Duke is the better team. However, early in the game, it was Temple, the team that was red hot. Mike Vrieswick opens the scoring with a 3-point bomb. Tim Perry was awesome early. Here he hits the offensive boards and slams it home. It's 9-4 Temple. The Owls increase the lead to 10, but Duke comes roaring back. Kevin Strickland goes coast to coast to cut the deficit to 4. Danny Ferry follows with the turnaround. Duke is within 2. Mark Macon answers with a nice drive. It's 28-25 Temple at the half. However, Duke runs away in the second half. Danny Ferry nails the jumper. Next, Quinn Snyder from three-point land, and Duke leads for the first time in the game. Later, defensive star Billy King feeds Ala Abdelnaby for the jam. Kevin Strickland nails the three-pointer to complete a 23-7 Duke spurt, and John Chaney knows his season is nearing an end. Strickland puts an exclamation point in the victory with the slam. Duke beats Temple today by the score of 63-53. Raleigh Massimino's Villanova Wildcats almost pulled off another upset today. With 14 minutes left in the Southeast Regional Final, the Wildcats led the powerful Oklahoma Sooners by 8 points. But the powerful Sooners outscored Villanova 38-11 down the stretch to earn a trip to Kansas City. The Sooners shut off their high-scoring offense early. Mookie Blaylock with the 360 spin and bag shot off the glass, 10-7 OU. But Villanova controlled the first half. Doug West to Mark Plansky on the break for the easy layup. Next, Kenny Wilson to Gary Massey for the slam. Villanova leads it by 2. The play of the first half. West with the steal and double pump slam while being fouled. Villanova leads 38-31 at halftime. Second half, Stacey King with the jump hook in the lane for Oklahoma. Ricky Grace ties the game at 48 with the scoop shot on the drive. The Sooners then take their first lead of the half on the 3-point bomb by Grace, and Oklahoma never looks back. Stacey King leads all scorers with 28 points. The Sooners go on to beat Villanova 78-59. Tomorrow, Kansas State takes on Kansas at the Silverdome for the Midwest Regional Crown, while out in Seattle, North Carolina and Arizona square off for the West Regional Crown. Purdue fans are still reeling from their team's unexpected ouster from the tournament last night at the hands of Kansas State. The Boilers handled their post-game press conference with class, but could not hide the pain of the loss. Todd Mitchell was asked if the loss was the biggest disappointment in the careers of the Purdue seniors.
I think it's probably the biggest one we've ever had. You know, I think the three of us, we really dedicated this year to doing well in the tournament, and you know, that's why I think we had very much pressure on us during the conference, and you know, that's what we dedicated our season to, was doing well in the tournament. It didn't happen.
We got beat by a very good ball club, and I said it before, you know, they remind us a lot of ourselves because they're good at taking real good shots. They know their roles, and you know, they're just a flat-out good ball club.
It was just one of those situations where we had them at half, and like a lot of basketball games, but when you're playing great teams, you got to come back and get after them the first 5 minutes, and we let them back in the game at the start of the second half, and they outscored us, I think, 11-1, and that turned the game back, and they got their heads up. And they're a very competitive team, and you know, just like their coach, and when you let them get back in the game like that and get your heads up, they're going to battle you. So I was you know, in a situation where we did what we wanted, but we couldn't execute and get the basket, or get the ball in the basket.
I got to say, I was shocked. I never thought Purdue would lose that game.
Surprised a lot of people. Thanks, Jack. About 300 high school students from throughout northern Indiana competed today for a first prize finish in the Regional Science Fair. After hours of judging, 2 students from John Adams High School in South Bend were victorious. Lisa Primus studied the connection between cholesterol levels and heart disease, and Melanie Mason focused on eating disorders.
My grandfather used to take aspirin for his heart, so I was really interested in why aspirin would help the heart. And I came across this really exciting article which was off the wall. It's a totally new idea about aspirin and cholesterol, and one thing just led to another, and it just kind of came out.
My main conclusions that I came up with is that yo-yo dieting or repeated weight loss and weight gain is very unbeneficial because the body tries to actually protect against it or inhibit further weight loss to occur the more and more times you go on and off diet.
These 2 students will now move on to the state science fair. And the world's fastest typist was in South Bend today, passing on some helpful hints. Cortez Peters Jr. held a workshop at Ivy Tech today for typing teachers and administrative assistants. Peters can type about 200 words a minute and has spent the last 35 years teaching others. He has a unique teaching method that produces speed and accuracy.
In my system, you take a number of diagnostic tests so you can tell exactly where you're weak, and that's what we work on. It's somewhat like going to your doctor. He checks your heart, your blood pressure, to see what's wrong with you. Well, I have a battery of diagnostic tests that will reveal exactly what's wrong with your typing. And once we know what the problem is, then we also know what to do to get rid of the problem.
Peters is also the author of a typing book. He says typing is in his genes. His father, Cortez Peters Sr., was also an award-winning typist.
Dave Lennox. Since 1895, hard at work with new ideas in heating and cooling. And now, get 0% financing and $100 cash rebate on the efficient Lennox Pulse Gas Furnace. Call your independent Lennox dealer.
For more than 65 years, Michiana residents have turned to Castleman Heating and Air Conditioning for all their home comfort needs.
You can't go wrong with quality Lennox products and Castleman Heating and Air Conditioning.
Call Castleman and see what they can do for you.
Attaboy, Dave.
Dairy Queen, an American original with the coolest treats and the hottest sound around. The sizzling of a home-style double burger with cheese. Start with a thick, juicy home-style patty that looks, cooks, and tastes like homemade. Add melting cheese and another home-style patty. It's the hefty home-style double burger with cheese, only at Dairy Queen, an American original.
We treat you right.
What kind of juice do I want to serve to my own family? That's what I try to ask myself at work. Every orange I see, it's like, would I select that one for my kids? We're making 100% pure juice. Each orange has to be ripe. It has to be sweet, or I just dump it back out. At times, we've rejected truckloads full that were just fine by government standards. But the government isn't putting juice on my table. I am.
Lynn Haycock makes Citrosil Select for your family and for hers.
Soybean growers, welcome to the classic post-herbicide challenge. At 1.5 pints, Vasagran gets 2-inch velvet leaf. And classic at just 2/3 ounce per acre gets 4-inch velvet leaf. At 3/4 ounce, it gets even more. The herbicide in the little bottle gets the bigger weeds. DuPont Classic.
The windy month of March has really been living up to its reputation lately, as our atmosphere has had an awful lot of energy in it the last week or so. The latest in these series of energetic storms was quite evident on last night's satellite picture. This curl in the clouds shows the center of major low pressure as it whipped this cooler air in toward us yesterday and all through the day today, as a matter of fact. We'll show you the motion of these clouds over the past 24 hours. And you can see very dramatically how these clouds sweep in on top of us, rotating around this center of low pressure as it migrates slowly to the north and east. And out to the west, there's a break in the clouds, but another storm already beginning to be seen on the sequence. As we show you the current satellite shot, you can see it's mostly cloudy overhead. And we have a temperature reading of 33 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a bit less than 1 degree Celsius. The dew point is at 20 degrees, relative humidity 58%. The barometer is at 29.95 inches and steady. The winds are still quite brisk from the west at 17, gusting to 25, giving us a wind chill of 11 degrees. Today's low temperature is the current reading of 33. Today's high was 51 at 10:15 a.m. We've had a trace of precipitation and a trace of snowfall in the past 24 hours at the airport. Here's the way that things look from the United States satellite perspective. You can see lots of clouds along the east coast, and as we show you the highest cloud tops, you can see plenty of these have been producing threatening weather over the east coast. Plenty of clear skies heading in our direction, but another storm, as we said, has caused quite a few wind warnings over portions of the northern plains. Our current surface map shows a windy system coming through right now, some colder air behind it, and yet another windy storm. Warm air out to the southwest with 20 new record high temperatures set in that area. We're not going to set any record highs for tomorrow, though. Instead, we're going to see sunny, cool conditions with mild air slowly working its way back in our direction as this windy storm moves toward us with its threat of rain showers, but that won't be happening for another 36 to 48 hours. In the meantime, tomorrow's highs will be in the 40s with plenty of sunshine, and by Monday, we'll recover nicely right into the 50s. In the meantime, after several days of blustery March weather, tomorrow will be a cool but relatively calm Palm Sunday.
Come experience a place that is like no other. Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay, Florida.
Feel your heart beat, 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 beat strong, 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 strong. Your heart beats strong. Hear the rhythm, beat, beat. Hear the light, beat, beat, beat. Hear the freedom beat inside you forever.
See the magnificent giant pandas of China, now at Busch Gardens at Tampa Bay. No place else.
We want to see your eyes when you see our shrimp.
At Long John Silver's, we want to see you sink your teeth into our big, juicy butterfly shrimp. And right now, you can get these golden beauties in 4 great meals for only $3.99 each. Like our 6-piece shrimp dinner and our seafood platter.
You see, we want to make sure we're going to see you back. Long John Silver's.
Shrimp meals, $3.99 each.
We want to see you happy.
Your Osco pharmacist knows you need more information than what's on the label.
Now, tilt your child's head back, put the drops in the corner of her eye, let her blink.
That's why they'll take the time to explain your prescription to you.
Even though you notice the redness disappear, continue to use it every
day. Your Osco pharmacist thinks the more you know,
here's our phone number,
the better you feel.
If you have any further questions, please call. Be happy to help you. Bye-bye now. Osco Drug, can I help you?
Osco Drug. We want you to feel good.
A lot of communication systems cause more problems than they solve. But Centrex, it's easy to use, and it gives me economy and reliability through the Indiana Bell network. And as my business grows, and it will, no problem.
Centrex. Network simple, business smart. Solutions without problems. From Indiana Bell.
Our seesaw March weather is much in evidence at upper levels. You can see we're in a cold pocket with plenty of little waves of energy moving in our direction, so that by Monday we'll be into a warm phase with another cold one yet to follow for Wednesday. You can see that on our 5-day outlook. For normal, normally our high would be 50. As you can see, we're going to be above normal in the middle part of the week and then back down to below normal temperatures. So it's going to be a seesaw week. In the meantime, here's our detailed forecast for tonight. Mostly cloudy with snow flurries with a low temperature around 27 degrees. Winds are slowly diminishing. Then for tomorrow, partly sunny skies, rather cool. High temperature only about 42. Low temperature tomorrow night about 30. Then for Monday, increasing cloudiness, a chance of showers late, high of 55. The seesaw will continue, but tomorrow will be sunny, if not as warm as we'd like.
Okay, thanks, Bob. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.